I've been involved with the Breast Center for 5 years now when I came on board at Cambridge Hospital, and have worked closely with several breast surgeons during that time. My role as the plastic surgeon is involved in breast reconstruction, specifically when patients are undergoing either a partial mastectomy or partial removal of the breast, or a full removal or full mastectomy of the breast. And my job is to make that breast whole again, either by rearranging the remaining parts if it's a partial, or making a new breast out of either the patient's own tissue or by using an implant in the cases of a full mastectomy. So I tell patients that when they're undergoing breast surgery, specifically for cancer, and also considering breast reconstruction, it's 2 surgeries in one. And the number one priority is to make sure that we've taken away the cancer. So my first and foremost concern is to make sure we're doing what's safe for the patient and that the cancer is being treated. Next, how are we going to reconstruct and make a breast? How am I going to make you whole again? When Dr. Moldrum identifies one of these patients and sees the need or potential need for a reconstruction, she'll then refer that patient to see me. And the typical timeline is usually within 4 to 6 weeks after the initial consultation with Dr. Moldrum. And then they will come in and see me. And I always tell patients, consider this the start of a conversation. This is an information gathering session. I'm going to give you some information, you're going to give me some information, and we don't have to make any decisions today. It's really just to hear each other out. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm coming up with ideas as to what I think might be the best procedure for you, but in your mind, it's really just a fact-gathering episode. And so I'll see those patients, again, typically 45 to 60 minutes. We'll conduct an exam. I may take some photographs, so we have before and after photos, and I'll also potentially refer you to websites that I think might be helpful in terms of reinforcing a lot of what we talked about, but also offering before and after photos of the various types of ways to reconstruct breasts. Then after that initial evaluation, I'll have the patients come back typically a week or 2 weeks after, just to go over what we already talked about, answer any questions that may have come up, and then come up with a definitive plan. In the meantime, since the patient has already met Dr. Moldrum and the patient we know has cancer, there is definitely a clock that's ticking. So we're also working on getting that patient scheduled. And we typically will say we'd like to get patients into the operating room within 4 to 6 to 8 weeks at the maximum after your diagnosis of cancer to get that cancer out. I do think that plastic surgery is unique in terms of its role in medicine, because I do think that it is where art truly meets medicine. In many cases, if you ask a room full of 100 plastic surgeons how they're going to reconstruct this one patient's, her breasts, you could get 100 different answers. And that to me shows that there's still very much an art to our field. Ultimately, the goal is, and my measure of success is the patient happy? Because if the patient's happy, then I'm happy, and then I've achieved success.